Welcome back to the channel. If you are in cargo van or sprinter van business and you are trying to buy a work van using EIN only with zero down, no personal guarantee, and no proof of income, here are the steps I want you to follow right now. Step number 1, you need to demonstrate your industry experience. This is kind of important because companies that have been in business for 2 years or more get approved easily based on our research and our own experience with our own business clients for the last 30 years. Okay, so determining how long you have been in business will help determine the amount you can be pre-qualified for, and ultimately you can qualify for that amount too. So when I speak about your industry experience, I'm not just talking about the number of years you have been in business. There are other factors that lenders consider when judging, when evaluating your industry experience. For example, they look at the number of clients you have served in the last, say, 5 years or 10 years, okay? They look at your business references. We're speaking about your net 30 vendors, your net 45 vendors, your suppliers, your customers, okay? If you have top national customers, you want to mention that. The lender is going to look at the geographies you have covered, the locations that you have covered. So what are the geographies you have actually hauled loads to, you have delivered loads to? The lender is also going to pay attention to your financial information. And when it comes to financial information, we're speaking about the banks, your banking references. So do you currently have top national banks? What we have seen in our experience is that the big national behemoths when it comes to the financial services industry, like we're speaking about Chase, the Wells Fargo of the world, the Bank of America, the Citibank, those behemoths really will help you get the loan you need. So strong banking references will help you out. Now, if you are just starting out, if you are a startup, there are specific programs that will work great for your business, and typically the maximum amount that you can finance is around 45 to 65. With the average being $50,000. What I'm trying to say here is what? If you are an established business, you can actually borrow more than that. But if you are a startup, you are capped at around $50,000. But you know what? It's still worth it anyway. So first thing first, you want to demonstrate your industry experience to the lender. Step number 2. You want to provide vehicle information. Both this is important now. You want to give the vehicle details, specifications, and from where you intend to buy it. Some programs depend on the age of the vehicle and its mileage, okay? So when we talk about vehicle information, there are specific items that the lender is going to pay attention to. You know why? Because if something were to happen to that vehicle, they are looking at how much they could sell it themselves, because the thing is, you're going to have they will hold the title to the vehicle. So they just want to make sure that the vehicle is actually worth the amount that you are going to pay for it, okay? So they pay attention to cargo space, gross vehicle weight rating, so the GVWR, very important, the payload capacity, the roof height, the wheelbase is important also, the drivetrain, the fuel type, safety features, okay? Now, there are also a few key questions to ask yourself that may narrow down your options, so make sure that you are actually getting the right vehicle. So where will the work van be driving? So it is important because, for example, the terrain and climate in, say, North Dakota is significantly different than in Florida, right? So do you need a cargo van or a passenger van? Because, hey, listen, it depends on the kind of niche you are serving. So what you are actually transporting will narrow down your options too. What is the average payload weight your vehicle will transport on a typical day? So it's better to overestimate the payload capacity to ensure you stay under, because the thing is that we have seen clients who actually they will underestimate that payload capacity, and at the end they are surprised in a very negative way. So always, boss, I want you to overestimate the payload capacity. And how tall do you need the roof to be? Okay, will you be using the roof for storage, or do you need to stand up inside the van? Okay, some things to keep in consideration include parking garages and the let's say awnings that might interfere with the overall vehicle height. Okay, and so do you have, for instance, any must-have safety features in mind? So the whole thing here is that many modern cargo and city vans come equipped with a lot of features you might see in a luxury car. So what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that you need to provide vehicle information to the lender, but in providing that, before you actually find out about the vehicle information, make sure that you have done your own homework, your own research, so you're comfortable with the kind of criteria you're looking for, the kind of specs you're looking for in any vehicle that you are about to buy. Step number 3, you want to show that your van matches your business needs. Boss, we are still talking today about how to buy a Sprinter van or a cargo van for business. Okay, this is really important. And so number 1, demonstrate your industry experience to the lender. Number 2, you want to provide vehicle information. Number 3, you need to show that your van, the van that you want to buy, matches your business needs. Okay, now it's really important because the lender wants to make sure that you are buying the van to actually boost your business profile. So when we speak about, there are 6 factors to consider when buying a cargo van or a Sprinter van for business. Remember, size always matters. Okay, right off the bat, you have to consider the size or carrying capacity of the cargo van you want to buy. Okay, and not only the interior size, but also the exterior is also worth considering. Okay, cargo vans or Sprinter vans come in different sizes, and being a commercial vehicle, you will certainly at some point in time going to use it in transporting items related to your business. With that in mind, the size of the vehicle is a huge factor. Okay, decide your budget, boss. Very important. No matter what business you're trying to get running, the monetary aspect cannot be ignored. So make sure that you have the resources, or at least whatever you choose will help you get the resources that you to get the vehicle that you need. Okay, and it's important now, before you talk to the lender, make sure that you have an average price in mind. That will actually make things a lot easier for you. Consider your cargo also. Another important point of consideration before buying a cargo van or a Sprinter van is its payload. Okay, that is how much the van can haul at once. Sometimes, in trying to save money, some business owners go for the vans with smaller payloads. Don't do this. Okay, this might seem like a good investment initially, but hey, over time, your van will start developing problems because of excess loads. Okay, meaning you should definitely consider the weight of the items you will be transporting when purchasing your van. Also, think about fuel management. Very important now. Fuel management is important. You got to think about how many miles you plan on putting behind your vehicle every day. We are speaking about every single day. Okay, if you are going to, especially if you are going to do OTR, if you're going to be on the road a lot, make sure that you think about fuel management really, really importantly. If you're going to be transporting items through long distances, then you should be looking for a fuel-efficient cargo van, because fuel costs tend to add up with time, and you might find yourself spending more money on fuel than you need to. Okay, so very, very important. Step number 4, boss, you want to explain how you are going to repay the loan. You know, the funny thing is a lot of cargo van or Sprinter van business owners, they actually they do not understand why they get denied if they apply for a loan. Now, we were thinking about getting an EIN only loan, but so it's really important to look at the monetary aspect of things. Now, my question to you is, boss, have you thought about how you are going to repay the loan? How do you actually show that? Now, you need to show a few things. You need to show that you will have enough cash flows to actually pay the loan. In other words, you got to look at your monthly payments, and you have to show the lender that, hey, listen, I will be generating enough revenue to cover the loan payments. And when we talk about cash flow statements, this can be actual results or projected results. What does that mean? It means that if you are a startup, you don't have actual revenue yet, so you can project it. You can estimate it. Okay, so you can prepare something called a projected statement of cash flows. Okay, and so you can also show that you will have enough monetary bandwidth to actually repay the loan by showing your monthly average bank statements. Your monthly average deposit through your bank statements. Okay, because the lender is going to look at your bank statements for the last 3 months, the last 6 months, and the lender will think, okay, this person is having enough daily deposits to cover whatever we are asking him or her to pay every month. Okay, you also can show your credit card sales statement. What am I trying to say here? Understand me well. What I'm trying to say here is that whatever proves to the lender that you are in situation where you can prepay the loan, please use that. This could be what, your 1099s, also your tax returns for the last 3 years. It could be anything. Okay, and so you want to work out the repayment in your budget. In other words, you have to do a business budget and make sure that the repayment plan that you intend to follow after you got the loan, make sure that that repayment plan fits into your budget. Okay, and always you want to start by showing your cash flow statements. Remember, a cash flow statement has 3 categories. You have cash flows from operating activities, cash flows from investing activities, and cash flows from financing activities. And the loan that you're going to get, you're going to put that in cash flows from financing activities. Very important. Now, if you need more information about this, drop in the comment section below, and we'll certainly get back to you. Okay. Also, think about your debt to income ratio and your existing debts. You have to think about all those things. Boss, the next step, you need to prove that your business is legit. We are still talking about, just to remind you, we're still talking about how to buy a sprinter van or cargo van for business with EIN only, okay, and no personal guarantee. And it's important to prove that your business is legit. The thing here is that a lot of owner operators, again, they are surprised that their loan application has been rejected, and they keep thinking, well, I think I've done everything right. I have a good FICO score, for that matter. I've done everything right, and I really don't get it. Well, it's because you haven't proven to the lender that your business is legit. Okay, you might be thinking, I have a business. You tell everybody in the neighborhood, I have a business. You go to parties, to social gatherings, and you say I have a business. Okay. You might have a business. You probably have a few business cards from Vistaprint. Okay, that's fine. But is your business really legit? Because the lender is going to check that. They're going to look at, among other things, they were going to look at making sure that you have an EIN. Of course, if you're trying to get an EIN only business cargo van business loan, you better have an EIN. Okay, your employer identification number. It is something you can easily get through the IRS. It takes 5-10 minutes if you go to the website, and you can get it, not a problem. Okay, and you make sure that you show the lender your bank statements. You got to have a business bank account. Okay, and again, we are speaking about making sure that you obviously you are going to need the EIN to open a business bank account in the first place. Show the lender that you have a certificate of good standing. So this is something that your state authorities will deliver to you to show that you are in good standing. Think about your articles of incorporation or organization, and this will depend on the kind of legal structure you have. Do you have an LLC? Do you have a corporation? Do you have a C corporation, an S corporation? If you have a corporation, we're speaking about articles of incorporation. If you have a partnership, an LLC, and other similar entities, we are speaking about articles of organization. And show your DOT number if or your authority if required. Okay, this is important, and your MC number, that is, and make sure that you show the lender that you meet other regulatory requirements. Okay, and also if you have employees, make sure that your employment taxes actually are current. So what I'm trying to say here is there is a constellation of things that you need to meet, conditions that you need to meet to show the lender that your business is legit. If you want to boost your chances of getting the loan, you also need to submit a business plan. Boss, this is really, really important. Now, when we speak about a business plan, now let's say you have a cargo van or a sprinter van business, and you are trying to get a loan for your vehicle. The lender will want to make sure that you are in a profitable industry, that you are in a sector that has a strong profit potential. And how do you show that? You can't just walk around and just tell the lender verbally. You got to put it into a nice presentation. Now, the best way to actually put this to the lender is through a business plan. The business plan is actually a summary that talks about a couple of things. Okay, you have your general information, your executive summary. You talk about the market. You talk about your rivals, your competitors. You speak about how to plan to monetize your business, how you plan to make money. And the thing that's very important to remember is a business plan is not just for your startup. Even if you are an established business, you will still need a business plan, okay? Because a business plan is going to capture whatever see, a business plan talks about where you have been, where you are, and where you intend to go in this industry, literally. Okay, and you don't have to actually write it yourself. You can actually hire folks on websites such as Fiverr, Upwork, Freelancer, TopTal, among other things, to actually write it for you, to write the business plan for you. And it's very affordable. Or you can just use business plan software such as Baseplan or Enloop to actually get things done. Okay, nothing complicated here. And you need a business plan to show the lender that your financials, among other things, are solid. Okay, the lender is not going to give you money if your financials are kind of shaky. And the best way to show that your financials are solid is through a business plan. Okay, and you can actually have financial statements. It can be actual financial statements or projected financial statements. And so if you want to prepare again, you can write things yourself if you have a knack for writing business literature. If you don't, you want to outsource the thing to online platforms, or you want to use software, or even better, you can outsource it to a business plan writer locally. If you have someone who knows how to do things locally, use that person, okay? And you can show a lot of things in the business plan. I spoke about the financial statements. This is important. You want to talk about the markets. You want to do your SWOT analysis, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You want to talk about the bio of the founder or the founders. Okay, there is a constellation of things that you need to show in a business plan. If you need more information, we have a whole video about the subject. Just let me know, and I will just send you the link. Step number 7. You want to find the proper lenders. Boss, if you want to buy a Sprinter van or cargo van for your business, you definitely need to talk to a specific set of vendors, and they were very friendly to small businesses, even if you're a startup. Okay. Number 1, we have Topmark Funding. So Topmark Funding has been in business for a while. They are very great. They'll take care of you. They're really fast, and they can actually approve you up to $250,000 within 24 hours. Okay, and so they have the best rates. They have fast funding. We have dealt with them personally. I mean, not personally. We have dealt with them our business has dealt with them when it comes to helping our business clients get loans. Okay, they're really good. If you need more information about Topmark Funding, call them 1-866-627-6644. And the cool thing is you can actually get pre-qualified without a hard pull. This is actually an EIN only. They can do EIN only, or they can do just with your credit score also. Okay. And one thing I want to say here is that that's Topmark Funding. You also have Balboa Capital. Balboa Capital is a big player also in this industry. They can actually they have application only for hard collateral up to $500,000, and application only for soft collateral up to $350,000. Okay, and they want you to be in business at least 1 year and have a $100,000 in annual revenue minimum, and your FICO score, if you want to go without EIN, it can be 620 or more. But if you want to go with EIN, you don't need your FICO score. You have Commercial Fleet Financing. That's another big player, and they've been in the industry for 25 to 30 years. Okay, and you can get pre-approved within 24 hours. They're really good also, and they actually so their system is is very, very easy. You fill out a simple one-page application and provide a bill of sale. You get approved in as little as 2 hours, and they'll give you a call for the next steps, and you get financing in hand in as little as 24 hours. Okay, we're speaking about, they can go all the way to $250,000, and in some cases they can actually finance $500,000, up to $500,000. You also have First Capital Finance. First Capital Business Finance. Okay, it's another player. They've been in the industry for a long time now, and they do also EIN only, no PG, cargo van, business loan, and they are really, really good. They can go all the way to $500,000, not a problem. You have Truck Lenders USA, another big player. Truck Lenders USA, even if the name says Truck Lenders, they actually can help you out in terms of your cargo van or Sprinter van. Okay, and they actually finance transactions from $15,000 to $250,000. So this is really good. What I want to say here is that, and here is a bonus for you. Here is a big bonus. If you're still here after all this minutes, here is a bonus for you. Why? Financing your Sprinter van or cargo van is a great option for you. A great option for your business, because the thing here is that you might be thinking, I want to pay the whole thing in cash. Well, even if you had the cash, even if you had the $45, the $50, the $60,000, it's just a lot better to finance it. Why? You have immediate ownership of the vehicle. Okay. The biggest upside is that you take ownership of the vehicle immediately. Therefore, you also have more control over the vehicle. Upon paying off the lender, you can either keep using the cargo van or Sprinter van, or decide to sell it and buy something new. Okay, the vehicle itself is the collateral. So most lenders will need collateral before approving your application. So while having a good credit score is better, you can get equipment financing with bad credit and a low or zero down payment. This is because the vehicle itself serves as a collateral. This is why you can actually have this transaction using EIN only and no personal guarantee, because again, the vehicle is the guarantee. And financing your van is tax deductible. Okay, there are appealing tax incentives on buying qualifying equipment for your business, including cargo vans and Sprinter vans. Okay, you can save around $500,000 on taxes under Section 179 of the IRS tax code. We have covered this element on another show. So if you are interested in this topic, just let us know in the comment section below, and we'll certainly send you the link to that video. And you can also save money with lower rates. So you will find lenders offering you financing on lower interest rates as compared to traditional banks. And all the players that I just mentioned right now, they're not banks. Okay, those are online lenders or alternative lenders that actually, whose rates are sometimes better than the rates you will find at established banks. Okay, but the thing I want to say here is that when we speak about APR, lower APR, and other things, it really depends on your credit score and other factors. Okay, and you also have a quick and easy process. So from filling out a form online, sometimes this is only a single form. You can get pre-qualified for financing on Sprinter vans or cargo vans. Okay, and this is much easier when it comes to processing your application. So you can get actually approved sooner when compared to other traditional methods. Let me give you a few pro tips here before we close to this conversation. Obviously, I have talked to you about getting this Sprinter van or a cargo van for your business on an EIN only basis with no personal guarantee. However, there are cases where you might not qualify for the EIN only routes. If that's the case, you can also apply. You can always apply using your personal credit or your business credit for that matter. Okay, now there are more consequences. You will be pledging a personal assets. I mean, the asset is the van, but you have personal guarantee here. Okay, so this is not a no PG transaction. This is a PG transaction. But again, this is actually totally possible. It's not the risk is very small. Why? Because if something happens, the lender is just going to repo the cargo van or Sprinter van, and if there is a deficiency, there is an amount that's still left after they sell the cargo van, you will have to pay that amount, but that amount will be lower. Okay, so please take care of your personal credit. Make sure that you actually you find out your credit score. Go to annualcreditreport.com. Okay, and when we talk about personal credit, we also have to speak about your business credit. Do you have business credit? Okay, if you have business credit, then mention that. I mean, I'm speaking about your paydex score. So paydex score, the higher the better. It goes from 0 to 100. The closer you are to 100, the better here. So if you have a paydex score, that's fine. Even if you don't have a paydex score, right now is the time to register with Dun & Bradstreet to have a DUNS number, and you also want to inform Dun & Bradstreet that you have a credit. You want to make sure that they actually create a credit file for you. Do the same thing with Experian Business and Equifax Business. Those are the three top business credit bureaus, and you will need that anyway in the future. So it's always important. Your proof of income is also important. Now, as I just said, they're not going to ask you because the van itself represent the collateral that you are going to use for this loan. But there are some cases where the lender wants to know more about your personal affairs, how much you're making, and all that kind of stuff. So hey, listen, if they ask you, make sure that you actually provide the right information. Okay. So should you finance or lease a cargo van? Really, it depends on your situation. It depends on your resources. We have actually covered this on another show. But some owner operators like to lease a van, some like to buy, but we have covered this on another show. Just let us know if you're interested. We'll send you the link. Thank you so much for your attention into this conversation. Just to quickly recap here, I was just talking to you about how to buy a Sprinter van or cargo van for a business using EIN only and no PG. Number 1, demonstrate your industry experience. Number 2, provide vehicle information. Number 3, show that your van matches your business needs. Number 4, explain how you are going to repay the loan. Number 5, prove that your business is legit. Number 6, submit a business plan. And number 7, find the proper lenders. Thank you so much. I'll speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.